Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So in this one here, I want to talk about some stuff here that was introduced in World Beyond. I also want to talk about Tales of the Walking Dead and just some other type of topics and stuff like that. So obviously, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. There's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about over the next month and a half. World Beyond is building to something here. Episode 4, I wasn't too big of a fan of it, but if you watch the trailer for episode 5, it looks like it's actually kind of building towards something more exciting. And it doesn't seem like Jadis is in episode 5, so I'm thinking at least obviously 6 and beyond. And I mean, damn, Jadis really is like endgame material, which I guess makes sense. You can't have her there throughout the whole thing, but yeah, I thought she would be in it a little bit sooner. I was thinking maybe like 3, 4, or 5. She was in it for a little bit, kind of went away, took part in the story a little bit more. But it seems like Jadis, when she actually is introduced on the show, is going to bring some pretty big Rick Grimes vibes, and like she's the end game for the show, which is really exciting. So yeah, a lot of excitement right now for World Beyond in terms of where it's going. You might not feel it yet, but once we're on episode 7, it's going to start to gear up because the show's about to end, right? So yeah, if you want all my World Beyond content and everything else Walking Dead, then make sure to hit subscribe. But let's get into this. So obviously the big topic right now is this whole Major General Beale. And I don't know who this person is. I don't know if we're going to know who this person is. It's a man. That's what we know. They keep referring to Major General Beale as a he. And so that obviously isn't Jadis. And so in that sense, Jadis is most likely working for Major General Beale. And then how does that connect to the Rick movies, right? I actually feel like Major General Beale, I feel like he won't be a character in World Beyond. I think he might just be referenced, and we'll wonder who this character is. And then once we get the casting announcement, they'll announce the casting for Major General Beale, and then we'll know. But he seems to be like the head honcho of all of this stuff. And I mentioned it in my other video, like Elizabeth Kublik has a lot more power than we all knew. I suspected her to just be like this general of like this certain place, and there was like 20 of her basically. But no, she seems to be pretty high up, and I don't know what Jadis's occupation is, but I'm wondering if it's very similar, because if she had Elizabeth Kublik did that broadcast to everyone and addressed the nation sort of thing, she obviously has a lot more power. And I'm just curious as to how this General Beale ties into everything, and whether or not he is really a thing, or what he is. Is this top secret stuff? Do most people at the CRM or Civic Republic not know that he exists? I have a lot of questions about this character, and I think going into the ending here of the last, 6 episodes here, I hope they address some stuff. I hope that we do learn a lot more stuff, because he's sort of the mystery. We first heard his name in episode 1, I believe, of A World Beyond, like season 1, not season 2, right? So this is something that they've been planning for a while. I really want to know more about this character. One other thing that we learned was that Dr. Ellis, he was introduced in episode 3, I believe, of season 2, and he's actually a character that Eugene first mentioned in season 5 of The Walking Dead, believe it or not. In that season there, obviously Eugene was pretending to be a scientist and pretending to know everything for a cure. Eventually, he confessed that, yeah, he lied about everything, and then Abraham punched him, and we got all of that. But what he was saying though was that, he didn't know this Dr. Ellis. He just read a book by him. Well, this is the Dr. Ellis that Eugene was referring to, which is kind of exciting. Like, we actually got to meet this character, and that's really big, honestly, in terms of world building. When you go back to watch season 5 and he references this Dr. Ellis, he's referencing this character. So that's really amazing. Honestly, everything is starting to connect a lot more. And this is the kind of stuff that I definitely like that Gimple is doing. It's a lot of little things like this that is that making like the smallest details from past seasons actually matter, right? Beta is also likely going to be one of the first characters introduced in Tales of the Walking Dead. I meant to do a video on this a couple of days ago. Obviously, we got the announcement that Tales of the Walking Dead was coming summer of 2022, which is super exciting. There's going to be some returning characters and new characters, and it seems like Beta is most likely going to be one of the first characters. I mean, we've been hearing rumors about this for quite a while, that Ryan Hurst was going to do stuff, and Ryan Hurst actually mentioned like, oh, I've been talking with Gimple and all that. And then as soon as Tales of the Walking Dead was announced, Ryan Hurst shared something on his Instagram, and he was like, or whatever about it. And basically he's hinting, yeah, he's going to be taking part in season 1, which I think makes a lot of sense that Beta would be one of the first characters that we're going to see. And I think that is really good. I do think you need Carl, though, or the governor. I think you need one of the original characters because Beta, everyone loves. I love Beta. He's such an awesome character. To get a backstory would be really cool. But, like, that's more for the new fans. Like, you want to get some of the older fans back to watching the show, right? And I think if you bring Carl and the governor back, that's going to do it. And I know you're going to have multiple seasons, so like maybe just choose one of them and, go with the governor or go with Carl, whatever. Maybe you want to save Carl for future seasons, right? So I don't know, like maybe you do that in season 2, but I think you need more of an original story. I think you need something from season 1 and 2, and I think you need an actual big character to come back. I know Ryan Hurst, him as Beta is, really awesome. I love that character so much, but it's not going to be enough, I think, to make this a big hit. You need the governor to come back. You need someone like that. And honestly, I think if the governor came back, that would be really big. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Aaron being the next leader of Alexandria. I've had this in my notes here for a long time, so I just wanted to tackle this. I think this would honestly be super cool if they did this, because I think it's important for, I guess, Aaron's story in general. And I think that if anyone is going to be the next leader of Alexandria, it has to be Aaron. I would say right now Gabriel's kind of the leader, but he's not, his heart's not in Alexandria. And I don't get why to be honest, I guess it's because he's a priest and stuff, but I would just say, Aaron, I think he's the best leader for Alexandria. So I really hope that's where they go here. And that's kind of my prediction, is I feel like they're not going to kill him off. I do think he will be the next leader here. I think where the story ends, he takes that mantle and he's going to lead Alexandria in the, into the new era of the Commonwealth, because they'll be joining the Commonwealth. So I think it'll be really cool. And I think that, yeah, that's sort of my prediction with that. But I also wanted to get into some questions here. I wanted to add a couple of questions from the Q&A on Discord. This question right here: do you think we will ever see a CRM versus Commonwealth in any of the Walking Dead universe? That right there is actually most likely going to happen, because like I mentioned before, Gimple sort of let it slip that the CRM are going to be involved in is somehow with the story in season 11 here. And I love that he said that, because that does make it more exciting, right? Like that is actually a really exciting part two, I guess, is that we're going to learn more about how the CRM are involved with the Commonwealth, because he confirmed that they both know of each other. And so if they know of each other, like, if you're just thinking about World Beyond, you have a community like the Perimeter. The Perimeter is doing like these backroom deals and stuff like that with the CRM in order to really stay afloat and to get supplies and stuff. I think the Commonwealth are doing the exact same thing. I mean, it's Pamela Milton. She's going to be this dirty politician. Obviously, she's doing that. It's so obvious at this point. So that's going to be really exciting, because once our characters start to learn more stuff about the CRM and the Commonwealth, that really opens up more doors for like, Daryl learning more about Rick and learning more about Jadis and all of that. And so I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think, and also when Negan sees that helicopter and is like, I've seen that helicopter before. Jadis, like that, the old garbage lady or whatever, she was calling in a helicopter. Like, all of it's going to make complete sense. And it's obvious that's where they're going here. It's going to wrap up all of those loose ends that, all the questions like, why hasn't Negan said anything? Or why hasn't Gabriel said anything about Jadis and the helicopter thing, right? So I think this is the direction that they're going in. So yeah, I'm definitely really excited about that. Speaking from a moral standpoint, do you think the CRM is wrong or right in doing the evil that they do to accomplish the goals to find a cure for humanity? That's a really complex question. And I imagine there's going to be some stuff in the movie where it seems like, like, do we defeat the CRM? Do we take them down? Because what they're doing is essentially good, even though they are killing people and this and that. It depends on their motivations. As of what we know, it kind of seems like, yeah, it's what they're doing. Like, they had to wipe out Omaha, but it's because there was a massive horde there. They are trying to keep people safe. It's a pretty tragic situation, but it would have got a lot worse if that Walker horde went through there and killed 10,000 people. But we did just learn more information that might have not been why they did that. So you got to wonder why are they doing these things? Is there information that got leaked out? You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff here that I'm sort of questioning now. So I would have to say that I think they are evil and there is something wrong here. You know, they could spin it any way they want, but I don't necessarily trust them right now. But post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.